Caught my brother in bed with my fiancée. My family forgave them and tried to reconcile us, so I disappeared, but now they are begging after a karma that hit them hard. My brother Mike, a 24-year-old male, was mom's golden child since basically forever. You know those kids who can literally take a dump on the carpet, and their mom would find a way to praise them for their creativity? That was Mike. While I was busting my ass working construction with my uncle during summers, starting at 16, by the way, Mike got to focus on his artistic side, which basically meant smoking weed in the basement and trying to become a YouTuber. Mom always had these perfectly crafted excuses ready: he's just finding himself, or he's sensitive. He needs time to figure things out. Meanwhile, if I came home tired from a 12-hour shift and didn't immediately jump up to help with the dishes, I was becoming lazy and needed to learn responsibility. Don't get me wrong, I was still your typical suburban kid in most ways. I played football in high school, made it to the state finals my senior year. We would have won, too, if our quarterback hadn't twisted his ankle in the third quarter. I spent weekends working on cars with my dad in the garage, probably the only time I got to escape mom's constant comparisons between me and Mike. My sister Emma, a 22-year-old female, was the smart one. Always had her nose in a book. She was dad's favorite, but not in the weird way. She was more like mom's golden child. They just understood each other better. She'd help him with crossword puzzles while I worked on cars with him. It was a good balance, you know. College was where I really started to pull ahead of Mike, though mom would never admit it. I bust my ass through civil engineering at Colorado State, working construction on weekends to avoid student loans. Meanwhile, Mike dropped out of community college after 2 semesters because the system was too restrictive for his creative spirit, or whatever excuse mom bought that week. But I was making good money at work, got decent grades, had good friends, and even landed a solid job at one of the bigger commercial construction companies right after graduation. The pay wasn't amazing at first, but I was making good money for my age, especially in Colorado. Plus, I got to work on actual buildings instead of being stuck behind a desk all day. That's where I met Rachel. She was doing her student teaching at the elementary school next to one of our job sites. I used to see her during lunch breaks, sitting outside with her kids during recess. One day, some kid's ball rolled over to our site, and I brought it back. We got talking, and man, I really thought she was different. You know, she was studying to be a teacher, loved kids, came from a good family, basically everything I thought I wanted. Mom absolutely loved her from day one, which should have been my first red flag. Looking back, she was always inviting Rachel over for family dinners, even when I was working late at the site. She and Mike would spend hours talking about movies and music while I was busting my ass trying to build us a future. "It's so nice that you and Mike get along so well," Mom would say, beaming like she'd personally arranged it or something. After 3 years together, I proposed last December. I had it all planned out. I took her to this spot up in the mountains where we had our first real date, got down on one knee in the snow, the whole 9 yards. She said yes, and I really thought I had it all figured out. We even put a down payment on this nice little house near my parents' place. Rachel talked about wanting at least 3 kids and said she wanted to raise them close to family. "Your mom's going to be such an amazing grandmother," she used to say. Looking back now, I can see all the red flags I missed, how she'd always find excuses to hang out.